For nearly 20 years, Queen Camilla carefully rebuilt her image inside the British royal family. She managed the headlines. She shaped public opinion. She placed trusted people close to power. And somehow, against all odds, she transformed herself from the most criticized woman in Britain into a queen. From the outside, it looked like the ending she had fought for all along. But behind palace walls, there was one person watching every move she made. One person who never forgot any of it. And now, that person controls everything that once protected her. Prince William. The moment Queen Elizabeth II died in September 2022, the balance of power inside the monarchy changed instantly. While the world focused on mourning the Queen, another transfer happened quietly in the background. Charles became king, and William automatically inherited the Duchy of Cornwall.
No ceremony, no delay.
Just like that, one of the richest private estates in Britain belonged to him. And this was not some ordinary inheritance. The Duchy of Cornwall is worth more than $1 billion. It stretches across thousands of acres of land. Farms, castles, holiday homes, investments, entire islands. For centuries, it existed for one reason only: to make sure the heir to the throne always had independent power and money. By 2025, the estate was reportedly earning William around $30 million a year. But here's where the story takes a darker turn. This was the same estate that funded Charles for decades while he was carrying on his affair with Camilla during his marriage to Diana. William grew up knowing that. He lived through it. And now the entire system that once protected Camilla had landed directly in his hands. Then William did something that sent shockwaves through royal circles without him saying a single word. One name quietly vanished from the Duchy payroll. Annabel Elliot, Camilla's sister. Annabel had worked with the Duchy for nearly 20 years as an interior designer. She renovated cottages, restored properties, designed spaces across the estate. Her work was respected. But critics always pointed to one uncomfortable fact. She had never gone through a public hiring process. She got the role after her sister married Charles. For years, nobody touched the arrangement, because Charles was in charge. But the second William inherited the Duchy, things changed. And that raised a much bigger question. Was this really about money? Or was William sending a message? To understand that, you have to go back years earlier, to the moment Camilla officially entered the royal family. Before Charles married Camilla in 2005, William and Harry reportedly made one deeply personal request to their father. They said they would support his relationship. They would accept Camilla. But they begged him not to marry her. They feared it would drag Diana's memory back through every painful headline all over again. Charles listened. Then he married Camilla anyway. At the time, Buckingham Palace tried to calm public anger by promising Camilla would never be called queen. She would one day become princess consort instead. William accepted it publicly. But privately, many believe he never forgot any of it. Then came another moment that changed everything. In 2022, just months before her death, Queen Elizabeth released a statement saying it was her sincere wish that Camilla be known as queen consort when Charles became king. To the public, it looked warm and generous. But according to people close to the palace, there may have been another reason behind it. The Queen knew her time was running out, and she may have been trying to prevent a future royal conflict before she was gone. But even that wasn't the end. By the coronation in 2023, the word consort had quietly disappeared. Camilla was simply called Queen, the exact title William and Harry once hoped she would never have. And behind the scenes, Camilla's influence reportedly kept growing. Royal biographers claimed she shaped Charles's opinions privately, especially regarding William and Harry. Stories damaging to other royals often appeared in the press at suspiciously convenient moments. One of the most famous was the claim that Meghan Markle made Kate cry before the royal wedding, a story that spread around the world. But here's the strange part. Many inside palace circles reportedly believed the story was false from the beginning. William allegedly confronted Charles about leaks and media tactics surrounding Camilla's team. Charles reportedly dismissed him completely. By that point, Camilla's influence inside the palace had become impossible to ignore. And William noticed all of it. Quietly, patiently, carefully. Then came the Duchy payroll changes. And suddenly, people started realizing William may have been keeping score the entire time. But the tension didn't stop there. One Christmas at Sandringham reportedly became especially awkward. Camilla invited her son, Tom Parker Bowles, to the royal family gathering. Reports later claimed William made it clear he would not attend the main lunch if Tom was there. Camilla refused to back down. Tom attended. William skipped the event and spent the day privately with Kate and the children instead. It may have looked like a small family disagreement from the outside, but inside royal circles, it was seen as something much bigger. A power struggle. And then another public moment added fuel to the fire. During Donald Trump's state visit in 2025, cameras captured Kate Middleton speaking warmly with Melania Trump. Then Camilla stepped in and motioned for Kate to move aside. Body language experts immediately dissected the clip online. Some described it as Camilla pulling rank over the future queen in front of world leaders. The footage spread everywhere. And William saw that too. Now here's the part that makes this entire story feel far more serious than palace gossip. Almost everything Camilla has today depends completely on King Charles. Buckingham Palace, Clarence House, Balmoral, Sandringham, the royal titles, the protection, the position. All of it exists because Charles is alive. And Charles has cancer. What many people don't realize is that Balmoral Castle and Sandringham are not owned by the Crown. They are private family properties. Queen Elizabeth inherited them personally. Then Charles inherited them after her death. And when Charles dies, they will pass directly to William. Not Camilla. William. That means one day, the future king will control the very homes where Camilla currently lives. And legally, she has no guaranteed right to remain in them. But here's what makes her situation even more vulnerable. Camilla once owned a private home completely separate from royal life. Mill House in Wiltshire. It was her personal retreat. Her escape from palace pressure. The one property that belonged entirely to her. Then she sold it. At the time, the decision was framed as commitment to her role as queen. But now the consequences look very different. Because once Charles is gone, Camilla may have nowhere truly hers left at all. And then there's Balmoral. For William, Balmoral is not just another royal estate. It is where he was staying when he learned his mother had died. He was 15 years old. Harry was even younger. Those grounds hold some of the most painful memories of his life. And one detail has always lingered in the background. When Charles received the call about Diana's death, reports claim the very first person he contacted was Camilla. Before the Queen. Before William. Before Harry. Camilla now walks those same halls as Queen. But one day, William will own them. And he remembers everything. Which brings us to the question nobody inside the palace can avoid anymore. What happens after Charles is gone? According to multiple reports, Charles has already held private conversations with William about Camilla's future. The message was reportedly simple. Protect her. Leave her alone. Do not push her out after his death. That alone tells you how uncertain the situation may really be behind palace walls. Because William never responded publicly. Instead, he responded quietly. Through decisions. Through distance. Through removals from payrolls. Through who he keeps close, and who he doesn't. The moment Charles dies, William becomes king immediately. Kate becomes queen. And Camilla's role changes overnight. She would likely become Queen Dowager, the widow of a king. Still respected. Still royal. But no longer at the center of power. And unlike William or Kate, her position was never protected by birth. It exists through marriage alone. That means William could ultimately decide where she lives. How visible she remains. Even how much influence she keeps inside the royal structure. And history matters here. William watched what happened to Diana after her divorce. He saw titles removed. Power stripped away. He understands exactly how royal status can change when relationships collapse behind palace doors. Camilla spent decades mastering the system. She survived scandals. Public hatred. Media wars. She slowly climbed higher and higher until she reached the top beside the king himself. But there's one problem she may never fully escape. She built her entire position inside a structure she does not personally control. And now the man who does control it is the same boy who watched his mother suffer through one of the most painful royal scandals in modern history. William has not exploded publicly. He has not attacked Camilla in interviews. He has not created scenes. Instead, he has done something far more unsettling. He has started making quiet decisions. And every single one of those decisions has carried the same message. He remembers.